Hey all, welcome to ShareTrek. This is Raj here. Friends, today I'm starting a new series on diabetes, and there are two reasons for this. One reason is that some of the viewers have been asking for coverage of diabetes. The second reason also, and the most important reason, is that we also have CRISPR Therapeutics working on VCTX, which is in advanced stage of clinical trials, and that's a unique gene therapy that's going to address both type 1 as well as type 2 diabetes. And I think they have got 3 candidates in the running, all in clinical trials, and a fourth one in the preclinical. And we also have another company which is working on a gene therapy for diabetes using a different approach. So I think it's opportune time for us to talk about type 1 and type 2 diabetes. And the way I'm going to approach this is that first I'm going to be making 2 videos. The first video will be on type 1 diabetes, and the second will be on type 2 diabetes. These videos are going to talk about the cause and the damage that it does to the body if it's not controlled and managed properly. Then I'm going to talk about the VCTX series, how they are tackling diabetes and what is the clinical trial stage. Some clinical research data which is very promising, and then I'll also talk about another company which is developing gene therapy in a more simplistic and interesting manner, very different from what CRISPR Therapeutics is doing. So those are the two other videos I can visualize. So there is going to be at least 4 videos right now for diabetes, and then we'll extend it further as I discover more and more therapies. I'll explain them to you. So this is the first video, and it's going to talk about type 1 diabetes. So let's get started. Welcome back, friends. Type 1 diabetes is an autoimmune condition in which the immune system mistakenly attacks and destroys the insulin-producing beta cells in the pancreas. The exact cause of this autoimmune response is not yet fully understood, but it's believed to involve a combination of both genetic as well as environmental factors. And I'm going to provide you in this video a more detailed explanation of the potential causes of type 1 diabetes. The very first thing that comes to mind is a genetic predisposition. Genetics plays a significant role in the development of type 1 diabetes. Individuals with a family history of the condition are at higher risk. Specific genes such as those in the HLA or human leukocyte antigen region are associated with an increased susceptibility to autoimmune diseases like type 1 diabetes. And then we have the environmental triggers. While genetics may predispose individuals to type 1 diabetes, triggers are thought to play a crucial role in initiating the cascading effect of the autoimmune response. These triggers may include viral infections such as enterovirus and dietary factors and other environmental factors. Infections in particular can stimulate the immune system in a way that leads to the attack on beta cells. Now, if we talk about immune system dysfunction, I would like to say that in a healthy immune system, the immune system identifies and destroys invaders like bacteria and viruses. In case of type 1 diabetes, the immune system mistakenly identifies the beta cells in the pancreas as foreign and mounts an attack against them. This autoimmune response leads to the destruction of insulin-producing cells. And then we have this emerging insulin deficiency that is not detected until it starts affecting the life of the patient, and that's when type 1 diabetes is diagnosed. So as the autoimmune response progresses against the beta cells in the pancreas, the remaining beta cells continue to produce more and more insulin to compensate and maintain the blood sugar level. But at a tipping point, the pancreas becomes unable to produce enough insulin to regulate blood sugar because a whole lot of beta cells have been destroyed by the immune system. Then the insulin deficiency that results in elevated blood sugar causes classic symptoms of type 1 diabetes such as excessive thirst, frequent urination, fatigue, and unexplained weight loss. And once that happens, the patient goes to the doctor and has a consult, and then the doctor would diagnose diabetes. It would be type 1 diabetes. Generally, type 1 diabetes happens at a much younger age. It's important to note that while genetics and environmental triggers are involved in the development of type 1 diabetes, more research is needed to fully understand the complex interplay of these factors. Additionally, type 1 diabetes cannot be prevented or cured, but it can be managed with insulin therapy, a healthy lifestyle, lot of exercise, and careful monitoring of the blood sugar levels. Type 1 diabetes can have a range of effects on various organs and systems in the body, especially if the patient does not maintain discipline and keep blood sugar levels steady and take insulin regularly. And this is primarily due to the chronic elevation of blood sugar levels and the potential complications associated with this condition. Proper management of type 1 diabetes can significantly reduce the risk of these complications. And I'm going to give you some examples. I don't want to frighten you. I'm just giving you some examples of the potential side effects of high sugar levels of type 1 diabetes on organs. The very first one is retinopathy, which is related to the eyes. High blood sugar levels can damage the blood vessels in the retina, leading to a condition called diabetic retinopathy. This can result in the vision problems and in severe cases even blindness if left untreated. And then you have nephropathy or things related to the kidneys. Diabetic nephropathy is a kidney disease caused by type 1 diabetes, and prolonged high blood sugar levels can damage the small blood vessels in the kidneys, reducing their ability to filter waste from the blood. Over time, this can lead to kidney failure. And then we have neuropathy, which is related to the nerves. Diabetic neuropathy is nerve damage that can affect various parts of the body. It can lead to symptoms such as numbness, tingling, and pain, primarily in the extremities. In severe cases, neuropathy can lead to problems with digestion, heart rate being unstable, and blood pressure regulation. And then we have the cardiovascular system, which can also be impacted. When I say cardiovascular system, I'm talking about heart and blood vessels. Type 1 diabetes increases the risk of heart disease, including coronary artery disease, stroke, and peripheral artery disease, elevated blood sugar levels, and can contribute to the accumulation of fatty deposits in the blood vessels, leading to atherosclerosis and the increased risk of heart attacks and strokes. And then we have skin or dermopathy, which is found in people with type 1 diabetes, because type 1 diabetes patients are more prone to skin conditions such as diabetic dermopathy, which can result in light brown scaly patches on the skin. And then you have complication on the foot because the blood circulation doesn't happen properly. High blood sugar levels can reduce blood flow to the feet and damage nerves. This can lead to poor wound healing and increase the risk of foot ulcers and infections. In severe cases, it may necessitate amputation of the extremities, limbs. So one has to be very careful. So it's generally prescribed for diabetics to wear a socks and shoe most of the time so that they can protect their feet and keep it moist and prevent it from getting dried or injured. And then we have the gastroparesis, which is pertaining to the gastrointestinal system. Type 1 diabetes can affect the normal functioning of the digestive system, leading to a condition known as gastroparesis. This condition causes delayed emptying of the stomach, resulting in symptoms like nausea, vomiting, and the difficulty managing blood sugar levels. And of course, one of the other symptoms is I wouldn't say symptoms, we are talking about the side effects that happens. So one of the side effects that can happen if type 1 diabetes blood sugar levels are not monitored and maintained properly, it can affect the reproductive system for both male and female. And in men, it can lead to erectile dysfunction, while in women, it can lead to irregular menstrual cycles and an increased risk of complications during pregnancy. So it's important to emphasize that the risk of these complications can be significantly reduced with proper diabetes management. So diabetes is not a death sentence, but you have to manage it carefully. You have to lead a more disciplined life, which includes maintaining targeted blood sugar levels through insulin therapy, regular checking of blood sugar and urine sugar levels to make sure that you're taking your insulin properly, adhering to a healthy diet, staying physically active, monitoring sugar levels regularly, and receiving medical checkup. Regular screenings and early intervention can help manage or prevent many of these complications. Individuals with type 1 diabetes should work closely with their healthcare team to develop and follow a personalized healthcare plan. So friends, I don't want you to get frightened. Type 1 diabetes generally cannot be avoided. It's the luck of the draw. If you have got a genetic predisposition, all that it needs is a trigger to get you into type 1 diabetes. And so if you're already in your 30s, then you have probably dodged the type 1 diabetes bullet, and now you have to worry about type 2 diabetes. And to prevent type 2 diabetes, all you need is a healthy lifestyle, good eating, regular exercise, low stress, and you'll be fine. So, friends, diabetes is also personal to me because I lost an uncle and my dad to diabetes. It runs in the family to a certain extent. These are all type 2 diabetes I'm talking about. So, I retired early. I took early retirement at the age of 50. I do not take any stress, and I work when I like it, and I enjoy my work when I do it. And I try to get as much exercise as possible, at least walk an hour or so in the evening. And before COVID, I used to be regular at the gym, 1.5 hours of workout for 9 or 10 years. But after COVID, I have stopped going to the gym. So it's now just walking. So all the muscles that I had built up, everything is gone. But I'm planning to restart that again at home with some dumbbells and bench press and those kind of things. And I would advise that most of you who are in your mid-30s, you better start having your lunch, dinner, and breakfast in time, especially if you're working in a stressful job. Make sure you do not miss your meals. Go to bed on time. Sufficient sleep is very important for the body to regenerate itself. So you have to take those kind of measures, or else the first thing you'll find is you're putting on weight. And then the next thing you know, you're having sugar-related issues. So better be careful. And one of the things I would like to mention is an anecdote from earlier in my career. When I was young, I had just got out of MBA, and I was in a very rapid, accelerated career growth path. And I took over a business center or business unit where the previous occupant of that role, a high-powered guy, he died in office at the age of around 32 or 33. He had a massive heart attack and he passed away. In his earlier part of his life, he was a bodybuilder, and he was a high performer who grew very fast in the organization. And he used to work long hours. So what had happened basically was that he didn't have work-life balance. He was working under high stress. He was trailblazing, great growth, but he died very fast. And when I took over the role there, I realized the damage that it had done to his family, the child and wife that he left behind, the parents that he left behind. Of course, the company continues to replace anyone who leaves with a new person, and the company continues to grow. It doesn't matter to the company. But if something happens to you, it matters to your family. And that's very important. So that's the first lesson I learned. The second lesson I have learned is that at this point of time, genetics has not evolved so much that it can create a body part for you for replacement. So we are like that special model of machine where if the original parts are gone, there are no replacement parts. And it's going to be very difficult to get that done. Yeah, of course, we have kidney transplant and various transplants, but that's not as good. So I would say that take care of your body, respect yourself, respect your time, and make sure you have peace of mind, have good relationship around you, have a good relationship with your parents and your family. Try to lead a low stress life and do the best you can, and you'll stay happy. So with that, my friends, I would like to end this video here. In the next video, I'm going to talk about type 2 diabetes, and then we'll start talking about gene therapies for these two conditions. With that said, I'd like to say bye. Take care. See you later.